Take your online gambling company, your Ray Winstons and stuff like that, right? There is a huge amount of that at the moment because you get a lot of advertising in a market when a market has recently opened up and people are fighting for a market share, and you get a lot of advertising in a market where the companies think the door is about to close on advertising. And at the moment, you've got both those things happening in the online world. It's a relatively fresh market, so there's still a lot of companies who are battling to be the market leader. But also the fear that any minute the government is probably going to ban this TV advertising. It's only been legal for...
So they're fighting for market share, they're not trying to get more people to gamble?
Absolutely, yeah, they're fighting for market share. Yeah, I don't think there's any real doubt about that. I mean, obviously, they would be quite happy if it led people to start gambling. And I dare say it does get people to put a bet on the football that they wouldn't have done otherwise. I mean, I put a bet on the football just a few days ago for that very reason. I was not because of the advertising actually, but because I had a phone in my hand and it was convenient and it was a game I wasn't that interested in. But putting a tenner on one of the sides was going to make it more interesting for me, which is actually what a lot of recreational gambling is about. It's just about giving you a bit more pleasure from watching an otherwise meaningless game. And I lost it. I backed Man United and they lost for the first time in months. But I wouldn't have done that had I had to leave the house and go to a bookies, right? Now that wasn't advertising, that was just having an online convenient way of doing it. So yeah, the fact that people can gamble on their phones and on their computers has no doubt made more people put more bets on. But there's no evidence at all that the liberalisation of gambling that we've seen in the last 15 years has led to any increase in problem gambling whatsoever, despite the fact that every now and again the newspapers will claim otherwise. It just hasn't. We've been measuring it for 20 years. And it's low. It's a lot lower than it is in places like Hong Kong or Sweden where they have a more restrictive set of laws on gambling. And it hasn't gone up. Hasn't gone down, but it hasn't gone up. It's about 0.6% of gamblers, a pretty small number. But Hong Kong is like 2%, China is like 4%, Las Vegas, you won't be surprised to hear, it's about 5%.